Hello guys, welcome back to ToDo Bots. This is the series on ToDo Bot where we'll create, view and delete tasks. This is part 7 of the series where we'll be coding the View Task Dialog. Let's get started. In our last video, we had connected our bot with the Azure Cosmos DB where we have inserted some of the items into the container. Here we have the user IDs as well as the tasks provided by them. In this part, we will be querying the user based on the ID and show the task to the user in descending order. First of all, let us query manually over here. Suppose if I want to query this particular user, then I can simply write it as select star from C, where c.id equal to this way. It will get me all the queries associated with the particular user ID, but they are not in the descending order. We need to order them such that the latest task should come at the top. So for that, we can do order by c dot timestamp. As you can see, in each of the entries, in each of the item, we have a key as _ts, that is a timestamp. So we can sort them by the timestamp. So order by timestamp and in descending order. In this way, I'll be getting all the latest tasks at the top and subsequently the other task. Fine. Now coming back to the ToDo Bot. Let's open the View Task Dialog and let's see what we have in here. We don't have any steps declared as of now. Let's declare a new step. And let's create a method out of this. We just need a single step. That's all. We just have to show the task, nothing else. Well, let's go to the Cosmos DB client and create a new method to view all the tasks. For that, we can refer the sample code and take the code which is available for query items async. Just paste it here. And we shall replace the query with this one. And we need to pass the user ID. And in the parameters, let's pass the user ID. Let's replace the family with the ToDo task model class. And change the variable name for ToDo tasks. Similarly, here as well. And change the family to ToDo task. Well, this part is done. Now we need to establish the connection with the database initially. Suppose the user comes and just want to view the task, he doesn't want to create. In our last step, when we were creating the task, we were establishing the connection first and then inserting the items into the database. So in this case, first we need to establish the connection, then we need to query the database. For that, we can use the same method which we were calling in the last part. And also just use the same parameters. Now, as of now, it will print on the console, but we need to return this list. For that, after the while loop, just return ToDo task and change the return type to list. Make the method as public so that it will be callable from the View Task Dialog. So far so good. Coming back to the View Task Dialog. Before starting, we need to pass the iConfiguration and the Cosmos client object from the main dialog. As we were doing for the create task dialog, here also we need to do. Before that, let's pass the arguments. The first argument we need to pass is the configuration because we need to read the app settings.json file. And the second one is the Cosmos DB client. Then declare both the properties inside the View Task dialog. As well as initialize them in the constructor. Import the libraries which are required and initialize them. I'm just copy pasting from the main dialog. Now we can use the configuration as well as the Cosmos DB client in this dialog. Let's initialize a new list so that the returned data will be available in this one. For the arguments, we can just copy from the main dialog where we had written the while loop. Just copy all the arguments because this is the same arguments. Okay, what's the error? We need to make the method async. Alright, this user ID should be user.userid. The next statement should be informing the user that here are your tasks. Next, we can run a for loop so that we show the user task one by one. Here we can use the index dot task. Alright, since this is the only step, we can end the dialog right here. And we don't have to pass any options. We pass null and that's it. This will move the control back to the main dialog and restart the conversation. Great. Let's run. Our bot is ready. Open the emulator, connect to the bot and restart the conversation. Well, I'll select the returning user and provide the user ID. I'll take this user ID only. Well, I'll directly click on View Task. Here it is. Complete delete task, call dad, call mom, schedule a meeting with boss. So as you can see, here we have 4 tasks. Complete delete, call dad, call mom and schedule a meeting with boss. Alright. Let's create a new task. Call friend. I want to add only the single task. And now I'll click on View Task. Just that you know that the latest task comes first. Here it is, call friend. Well, I'll restart the conversation and this time I'll select the new user. It gets me the user ID and let me copy the user ID. In this case, I'll click on View Task and since we don't have any task, it will show nothing. This we can change. Going back to the ToDo Bot and in the View Task dialog, we can add a condition that if ToDo task dot count is equal to 0, we just inform to the user that you don't have any tasks added. Alright, and this should come after this. Then after this we can end the dialog. We don't have to go to the next statement. Now let's rerun. This time I'll use the returning user. Since I have not added any task last time, that is why the user will not be added in the database. I need to select the new user. I'll restart and the new user. And I'll click on View Task. There it is. You don't have any tasks added. Let's create a task. Go to picnic. And I'll add just one. And now I'll click on View Task. There it is. Go to picnic. Let's check in the database. Refresh. Here it is. Go to picnic. Alright. So this completes our coding the View Task Dialog. In the next step, we'll finish up the delete task. And I hope maybe just 2-3 videos are only pending in this series. So thank you all. See you in the next video.